We have seen logical operators in action when we dealt with the where clause, but we did not really look at how they work. So we need to understand how they work exactly to know when and when not to use them. The first one is the AND logical operator. Now this is going to work when both conditions are true. So if I say x and y and then I say 0 for true, 0 for false and 1 for true, now it's going to give me 1 only if both x and y are 1. The OR logical operator, on the other hand, will work if only one or at least one of them is true. So if any one of the conditions is true, it's going to work. And finally, the NOT operator obviously reverses the meaning of the filtration that we are trying to do. Now, the AND the OR operators can be used in the where clause to account for multi-conditions. So if we have multi-conditions that we want to accomplish or to filter out, we can use that. So let's look at some examples. If I say list all customers whose names start with the letter J along with the customers who live in Florida. Now we have seen those two separate queries in action, but I will not go and write it down in the application. I'll just show it to you right here. So we can say select star from customers where first name, and then we're using the like operator and saying J and then followed by the percentage sign, that means starting with a J, or the state is equal to Florida. Now any customer whose name starts with a J is going to be displayed regardless of the state, and any customer who lives in Florida is going to be displayed regarding of their first name. If I say and, then it's going to say only customers that have names starting with a J and living in Florida. Another example, when I say list the names of all computer books with profit higher than $15. Now, what is the profit? We have seen this in like one of the previous videos. The profit is the retail minus cost. So if the retail minus cost is larger than 15, this is one condition, and the category is equal to computer, this is another condition. And we will have to AND those together because I'm looking for all computer books with the profit higher than 15. So I'm looking for both conditions to be true. And this is the simple query for that. So select title from books where retail minus cost is larger than 15 and category is equal to computer. Now I can flip those. I can start with the category equal to computer and retail minus cost is larger than 15. It will not make any difference. The last example I wanted to show is this: list all customers living in California whose names start with the letter J. This is the same as the one we discussed when we talked about the first example in this slide. So we just use an AND operator. Now the NOT operator, on the other hand, can be used to reverse the meaning of the statement. So we will get what we call the complement set. So if I have a set of values, so if this is my data, and when I use my where clause, I'm getting this portion right here. Now if I use the NOT operator, I will not get this portion, but what I will be what I'll end up getting is the rest of the data, which is what I'm highlighting here in blue. So I'll get all of this, which is what we call the complement set, and I will not get anything from that piece in red right there. So let's see this example. List all customers who do not live in Florida. Now obviously we can say something like where state is not equal to, so I can use not and then equal to, and then I say FL, right? So this is one way to do it. And the other way to do it is to reverse the customers living in Florida. So I'll say, okay, this is going to give me the customers living in Florida. So select star from customers where state is equal to Florida. Now this is the red circle right here. I want the blue circle. So I'll say, okay, I'll just use the not operator where not state is equal to Florida. So this is just reversing the results that I'm getting from the regular select statement to get the complement set. Similarly, it can be used with the in operator. So if I'm saying list all customers who's not living in those states, Florida, Texas, and California, I will go first and get all the customers living in those. So I'll say select star from customers where state, and then I'll say in parentheses I will put FL, TX, and CA, and then I will use the not operator as right here. And this is going to be again give me the complement set. Now the logical operators are going to have some order of evaluation. So it will evaluate the not operator first, followed by the and operator, and then followed by the or operator. We can override this order by using parentheses. Now let me discuss this example that's shown right here. Display all the discounted books in children and computer. Now if you look at the queries in here, the only difference is the parentheses, but then the results are different. Why do we get different results? Because remember, the order of evaluation is not followed by and, followed by or. So if we read the first query, it's going to evaluate discount is not null first, and then going to evaluate category is equal to computer. So it is going to give you all the computer books who don't have discount or not discounted, and then is going to evaluate the other part of the query. So it's going to evaluate discount is null first, or the discount is not null, sorry. So it's going to evaluate all the computer books that are discounted, and then this is one portion of the set, and then it's going to give you all the children books regardless of any other filtration. So it's going to give you actually all children books and discounted computer books. Now if we look at this, it's going to evaluate the parentheses separately. So it's going to look for children or computer, and then it's going to evaluate the not operator after that.